Cindy, welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today for day 3 of DEPHEMEREMBER, which is working with woodland animals and making a seed package. I realized that yesterday I totally allowed my rebellious spirit to go a little outside the boundaries. It now occurs to me that we're using the first prompt kind of as your material and the second as the kind of ephemera that we're making. So yesterday I used paint samples. I didn't create a paint sample. So I don't really think that that's a big deal, but but I'm going to just try to, for the spirit of collaborating, stick a little closer to the rules. Yeah, anyways, so this is a December daily challenge that is hosted by 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. I have linked them both below in the description box. So let's jump into this. I've gathered a bunch of materials. So I'm using as the basis for my seed packet this Pathfinder Annual. It's an old 1950s Boy Scout book, but I really love this cottony paper. I had thought about using one of my actual seed packets because I do keep a seed vault in my utility room in my house because I'm an avid gardener and I do participate in a lot of local seed exchanges, so I'm always making up seed packets and things, and I have a lot of seed packets. But then I thought, you know what, let's use our materials and make something. So I watched Barbara's video this morning where she made, using a piece of book page, this packet. So I'm going to make the same kind of packet. I made one ahead of time so that I can hopefully cut down on errors that I'm going to make along the way. So actually I need to fold it a little differently. I need to fold it in half but leave a flap here because this is going to be the flap that we use to close this envelope. As such, then the next thing you do is you just turn up the bottom. Then you're only going to need one of these bottom pieces to be the flip up, so you can cut off this one on the far side here. So we will cut that off. Then the same is true with this little square of overlap right here. We don't need that little overlap. So then these will be the parts that fold up, and we're going to give them a little trim to give them an angle. And the same with this side flap, just give it a neat angle. Okay, so then these will go up like this. And then for the top, it's also going to be folded. Let me think, did I cut this one shorter as well? Yes, I did. So I will have to just make my fold here. Okay. And then on this side, again, we're only going to need one piece for the flap, so we can cut off this side. Okay. And then again, we can cut off this little gap here. And then we want to re-angle the side of this, so again it looks like a flap. And then for the top flap, what we want to do is make it rounded, so when you close up your seed packet, or rather these will go inside, you close up your seed packet, then this top piece will stay open, but it will have a nice rounded curve to it. So to do that, I'm going to use my punch. Oops, wrong side. You could also just cut this manually if you wanted to. Okay, and I'm going to leave this bit of shabby edge here. I kind of like that. So now to create the package, we have to glue it closed. So this here, just going to glue those together a little bit here. And then There we go. And flip that over here. And I seem to have a little tiny straggler of excess paper that I mustn't have cut that bottom exactly, but it's not a big deal. Just trim it. It's already glued, so it's not going to change a single thing. There we go. So that gives us our base seed package, and I'm going with a larger one. Like, you could go with a small one if you wanted to use it as a little pocket or a little package. I want this to be like a large piece on the journal spread that I create. And then, okay, yep. So again, I'm just going to glue the little edge there to just kind of fix that down first. And then do the rest of the gluing. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now we have 2 base seed packs. Then I get to work with what I want to put on the front and do some nice decorating. And I have a little bit of a different idea for this. So I have this book by Mads Stage, The Lonely Squirrel, and it's the cutest book. It has beautiful illustrations. This is what I've chosen for one. I don't need that page. For one of the seed packets. And I do want to use this on one of them, but I really love all these tree branches here with this squirrel. So I'm going to choose this for one packet and then get something for the other one also from this book. Like I said, the images in here are just beautiful. So we have a squirrel. Who else is a woodland creature in here that's not a squirrel, maybe? Or if we find another perfect squirrel, there's that beautiful bird. But we might find another perfect squirrel. Oh, that's a sweet little squirrel. Yeah, let's do a couple squirrels. Squirrels are the best. So I love squirrels. I have many fat little squirrels that eat things in my garden. I always grow enough to sustain them as well as our family. So okay, so I have an idea that's a little different today for this. So first thing I'm going to do is work on the original one. Now, I'm not going to glue directly on here with this one because I have a bit of an idea that I'm experimenting with, actually, for both of them. So I need to find like a piece of paper that I want as a background. Let me grab one. So this is walnut dyed paper, black walnut dyed paper, which I think is appropriate for our little friends here. And I just want to cut a piece of this that's a little bit smaller than this. So about there. And then I will just rip it with my ruler here. Just try to line this up straight. Where's my cut? There it is. Okay. Good. Then just make sure that fits properly, and it does. So there's one. And I need another one for this envelope. Okay. So these will be the basis for what I'm going to do the collages on. So let's start with our squirrel collage. Just put this here, and then I'm going to just tear out my little squirrel friend. Okay, there's my squirrel. Then I want to tear out some of this nice pine foliage that's in the background. Okay, and then just kind of get a little bit closer, give it a little bit of shaping. Okay, and then I'll lie this down. Okay, so this is, I think, just about torn out how I need it to be. Then just kind of get an idea for how that would look. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, and we don't need this, maybe this extra little bit over here will be behind. So then I'm just going to ink this up a bit with some vintage photo around the edges. Okay, there we go. And then the same with the squirrel. Alrighty, so that's this one. Then I think I need, I wonder if I have anything. So the other part of this that I'll tell you what I'm going to do now is this is a laminating envelope. So I'm going to put both of these inside a laminating envelope. And one thing that I always do every season is I collect milkweed seeds so that I can replant milkweed. So this is extra that I don't need to plant. So I want to lie some of those down once it's inside the sleeve for laminating, and then it's going to get laminated right on. But as you can see, these milkweed seeds aren't particularly colorful. They're brown and white. So I'm just going to see if I have something else that I could use that's natural that will add some color. So I have this tea tin that is full of little natural things. And I love the idea of using something that's natural on this project because of it being a seed packet. So I tried a lot of flowers this year, and that could be very nice. Come here. Also, something simple and green could be very nice too. Like, I like the shape of this. And also, I think it goes nicely with the pine. Okay, so I like that. I was going to use something a little more colorful, like maybe this, but I just really love this green, I think. So let's go with it. And we'll pack that away for now. Okay. So then the next part is to just, I think, get gluing this down, which I will do now. Okay. Just going to use glue stick. This is quite thin paper, so I'm not too concerned. Go. Then the glue that I want to add to this, I think I'm just going to use maybe a bit of art glitter. I'm going to be laminating this, as I mentioned, so I'm not terribly concerned about it adhering. It's going to adhere under the heated plastic. It's just a tiny little bit, like just a tiny bit. I want this to be kind of like on a curve. It was ever so slightly hanging off, I remember. So let's just hold this down for a moment so it can adhere. And meanwhile, we'll throw away all these little tidbits of extra scraps. Okay. So that's adhered. And then our little squirrel friend. There we go. So cute. think, hold on. I hate to do this, I really do, but I think I goobered it up a little too much. I covered too much of this, and I don't want to lose all of that. Welcome to real life. Okay, that's better. That's better. I like that. Okay. That's why I always admire people like Barbara, definitely, who they lay out a collage and then they go back and glue it down. I never can go back and get what I originally had laid out. Okay, but I'm happy with how that looks. So that's that one. So it's going to be ready to go to the next stage. Now, first though, I'm going to do the next one. So I really like this, and I'm going to use this squirrel. So let's just make sure that there's a bird up there that I could save, and these leaves I will lose, I think. That's okay. So again, I'm just going to kind of tear. I like the torn edges. And I know I will lose probably most of his tail, but that's okay. Just kind of tear in between the ears a little. Okay, so that's so cute. I will actually get enough of his tail. Then I'm going to tear this seed packet into probably 3 pieces to see how I would want to use it. And also I need to get it off of here because it needs to go on that brown paper that I tore out. There we go. Let's not cause any disasters here. This is the Cactus Dahlia. Okay, so this is very pretty colorful. So this can go here, this can go here, and I was thinking of possibly using these as another like layer, being able to change the positioning a bit. I think I don't need this, maybe. Maybe like this. What if I yeah, okay, that's what I think I want to do. So let's just lift these off here and try to get what we plan. Okay, get rid of this page. Okay. This I think was sort of like this in the middle. And I want to get as much of the squirrel on there as I can. Don't lose those cute little ears. I think I'm going to need to tug this over. Hold on, let me see how the 1906. No, it'll be fine. Actually, it'll be fine. And I would like to have a little bit of the paper, that brown paper in behind. I like the look of that. I also like that it's my own dyed paper, and it's like also done with natural dye. Okay, that. And I'm not worrying about inking the edges here. I'm actually going to go over the whole thing with a little bit of ink, but I'm fine with it like as is. So now I can go back in and just touch up the paper core with some vintage photo. And a little bit behind the squirrel, just to kind of get rid of some of the white. Okay, so now lift this up and go to the back and just trim the excess off. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so now we have to prep this for lamination. Come to me, little piece of stuff. Okay, so let's get the scraps out of the way. Seed packets are here. Now this is your lamination sheet. If you're not familiar with laminating pockets, this is kind of how it goes. So first I'm going to get just a piece of like something to carry this on so that it's easy. So one side of this sleeve will open. I always choose the wrong side at least 2 times, usually 3 or 4. And when you're using these, try to fill them up as much as you can, because first of all, they're quite expensive, and secondly, it's plastic. So let's just do our best to use as much of it as we can. This one I could probably fill up with something more, but I'm doing it for the purposes of this video. I'm usually a lot more eco-friendly than this. I don't do a ton of laminating, but I really wanted to do this. So there we go. We've got them on there. Now we need our milkweed seeds. So the objective with these is try to keep them contained because they're very floaty and they will fly all around your house. If you're using these, especially if you're outdoors, make sure that they're from your region and they're not considered a plant that is like problematic in your area. Even though milkweed is what feeds most of our pollinators, especially our monarch butterflies, some places do consider them invasive when they're planted on property. So just be careful with the rules there. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Now, when you're laying them down, try to keep them in the border of these cards, because if they go overboard, they will affect the lamination. They can create like little, little bits of like air pocket essentially. So I'm actually going to just pull this one away a little bit more because I have the space. Then I'm just going to go in and grab some and basically make sure that I've got seeds too, because I want the seeds. The fluff will almost completely disappear, so you want to make sure you've got some seeds on there. That's the whole fun point of this seed envelope. So once you get them in there, they're going to be kind of hard to handle, but just push them around into the spot where you want them. Then you might have some fiddling to do, just retrieving them again off of the plastic and stuff, but take a look at what you have. So I see I have a seed too close to his face. I don't want anything on his face on that one. Then I got to get these 2 seeds over here, out of the middle, and I've got to push the fluffs on the card. This is again like a best effort scenario. It's not going to be the end of the world if you do get some of these in the gap, but just do your best. This one's a little easier because I can put them on the top instead. There we go. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with this. Now I just need to get the fluffies off of my fingers. Thankfully, I don't have gluey fingers. I would recommend washing your hands if you've been gluing and you got any glue on your fingers, because then these will just stick to you for the rest of your life and you'll probably just end up becoming a milkweed plant, and who knows. Okay, there we go. They are contained. Okay, so sorry for the glare. This is plastic, so it's shiny. I'm going to go away to the laminator now, which has been preheating, waiting for me to come and use it. And I will come back with the laminated final card fronts, and then we'll finish this project. Okay, be right back. Okay, so here we are, fully laminated. Hopefully you can see without the glare. We've got these little laminated cards. So please pardon the glare. That's one thing about doing this, is it does become shiny, but not such a big deal for the ephemera, just kind of hard for filming. So you'll see on a laminator, there's like a little pocket that's created, and you'll see some of this blotchy stuff. This is where there are little hairs of the actual the little hairs of the milkweed. So I'm just taking a quick look around my image to see where the seal has occurred. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's clear to see where the pocket kind of occurs. So I'm just making sure I cut around the area so that I don't unseal my pocket. And if you did accidentally, it's not a problem. You can actually just run it through your laminator again, and you will probably be able to reseal it, no issue. If you find there's a little spot that you can't reseal, you can stitch it. You can glue it with Fabri-Tac. It's a little, you know, tricky, but not too big of a deal. I've got this little section here that has some of the little trapped hair. So I did a little cut out below it. I could probably cut it. It wouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, there we go. Now this acetate, some of it I'm going to keep because I'll use it for like little windows and stuff. So I'll just set that aside. Now we have our two little acetate windows here. So on the front of this, let me just check the size of both of these. So this is going to stick down no matter what I do. So let me just bravely cut it anyhow. Oh, and it's not even open. Yay! Okay, I don't need to worry. So this is the one that goes on this pocket, and this is the one that goes on this pocket. Okay, so let me get my glue. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this, and my Fabri-Tac bottle is a little bit low, so let me just tip it upside down for a moment. The other thing that I'm going to do while I wait is actually just ink, and I'm going to use actually not a boring ink, not that vintage, I won't insult Vintage Photo as boring, but I'm going to use a nice bright ink, a nice green. It's just like a light, this is an iZinc pigment ink from Aladdin. It's a French ink, and I really love the color of it. So I'll just bend this back so that I can get this part of the front. Okay. That's funny, this paper that I got out of the old Boy Scout book, it actually says River of Ink, referring to somewhere in Algeria, I believe. Okay. So we're inked. Oopsies. So let's check the progress of our glue bottle now. Okay. Yep. Okay. Then I will just go right around the edge with Fabri-Tac. And I'll just add a few lines throughout here. I'm just going to set that down, and I'm going to do this one before I place that one, just so the glue continues flowing easily. I really need to refill this bottle, and I keep forgetting. Oopsies. This is the silent film part of the video. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ugh. All right, so let's lie this one down. And just give it a press. And now this one, which has been patiently waiting for me. Okay, there we go. Now, let me hold these up so that you can see them. I will post some final photos of them on my Instagram too, hopefully glare-free ones so that you can take a look at them. But here we go. See the milkweed, the little hairs, and the seeds are all trapped inside both of our squirrel seed packets. So super cute, really happy with these. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description box, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Bye for now.